All right, I'm gonna use y'all as guinea pigs tonight. So I just dropped 2 Christian hip hop singles on Spotify, and I'm actually gonna attempt to try one on the guitar tonight. It's kind of R&B Christian type. So I'm gonna use y'all as guinea pigs. This is the first time I ever performed live. This song is called That Love. And you can find the actual song with the beats and the auto-tune and everything on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. So. That love, the only one that comes from up above, that true and everlasting love, that love, that love, that love, it's the only one that comes from up above. He sends it down and he gives away his love, that grace and that mercy filled love. That love, that love, that love. I was running in the dark, hot, cold, trying to hide, but your mercy lit a spark, put me back to life. The chains broke off when you heard me call my name. Grace covered every sky, I'll never be the same. Unfailing, unchanging, that's the way you move through the highs and lows. Lord, you never lose. Cross carried all my shame, blood washed it clean, now I'm living in your name. That love, that love, that love, that true and everlasting love, that love, that love, that love, the only one that comes from up above, sends it down and we give away his love, that grace and that mercy filled love, that love, that love, that love. Your love never steady, shaking and fold, richer than presence, it's richer than gold. I was once blind, now my vision crystal clear. King Jesus on the throne and his presence right here. His patient, his kind, it don't boast, and it don't fail when storms start rising. Love said it says still, every mountain, every valley, you be my God, you be my God. That love, the only one that comes from up above, sends it down and he gives away his love, that love, that love, that love. The only one that comes from up above, that grace and that mercy filled love. Oh, that love, that love, that love, that love. You will never be the same. No, you will never be the same. You will never be the same when that love comes calling you. You will never be the same. same. You will never be the same when that love comes calling you. All right, what y'all think? All right, you can find the original hip hop version with all the production and stuff on Apple Music and Spotify or YouTube or wherever. Hey guys, it's B-Rob. It's the Food for Thought Faithcast, and it is Sunday, October 5th, and you just heard I played Westlake Country Club Friday night, and it was a beautiful evening, so they wanted me to play outside because all the reservations were outside, and there were a bunch of kids and a bunch of families. It was pretty amazing, guys. I'll play a little bit more on how it ended near the end of this. But that song was called That Love, and true rest really isn't found in the absence of it's not found when chaos is absent, if that makes sense. But it's found in the true love, in the presence of God. So hopefully today you can do something to encourage someone who's hurting to trust in the one who never sleeps. He is so good, faithful, and sovereign over all. And always remember that. Psalms chapter 4, verse 8 says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." We'll do that one more time. "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety."
Hi everyone, Patrick Marks here. Welcome to the 2-Minute Message. Psalm 4:8 says, "I will both lie down in peace and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me to dwell in safety." King David wrote those words about 3,000 years ago, and at the time there were people that were lying about him and spreading rumors and saying all kinds of horrible things about him. But King David knew that in the end everybody dies, no one gets out of this life alive, and he knew that everybody who puts their trust in God will be rewarded in the end. He was so confident in knowing that he could just toss aside what everybody was saying about him because he knew that God had his back. In fact, in Hebrew, this verse means more along the lines of, "In loneliness, O Lord, you have given me comfort." He was saying, "You know, God, I'm in the midst of all of these troubles, but I know that I can find in that secret place with you all of the comfort that I need." He knew that there was a secret place where in his heart he could meet with God and find what he needed. So when you're going through tough times, make the time to find a secret time with God. Take the time to pour out your heart in that secret place, and God will meet you there. In the end, God has promised that if you put your trust in him, he will make everything right in the end. God is powerful enough to light the fires in the stars, so he is powerful enough to make everything right in the end for you. Just rest in that knowledge and find peace in understanding that God has your back. Well, that's just something to think about today, so hang in there because God has an awesome love for you.
Now let's flip the script. Think about how we got to Psalms. Check this out. A word from Charlie Kirk.
I can tell you, God does not want you to be sitting still. That is a fact, and I'll prove it to you. The crazy story, City of Babel, they want to build a one world government. God says, not so fast. Sound familiar? Anyway, so Genesis 12, you hear about this guy, Abram, living at his parents' home till his 70s, sitting around, and God says, get up, go on an adventure. And boy, was it ever an adventure. God does not want you to be comfortable. He wants you, as it says in Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous to go forth. Do you think Moses was thrilled when he was in Midian? He had a great life. Father-in-law likes him. That's not always the case. Thankfully it is for me, but when you get married, you'll realize that. Father-in-law likes him, right? Jethro, everything's great. And he's just going for a stroll. And that darn bush had to be on fire. And his life changed forever. In fact, it changed so much that in Numbers and Deuteronomy, Moses repeatedly says, God, why did you make me do this? These people won't stop complaining. These people are the worst. He's talking about the Hebrews. He's like, they're why? And God says, because I told you. And I am who I am. Tough luck. But he called them on an adventure that changed human history. Time and time again, the heroes of the Bible are people that leave comfort and they go towards adversity. They leave what is easy and they go towards what is good. And that is a call for each and one of your lives.
Come on. You don't have to kneel down every time you pray. I have a daughter that thinks you have to kneel down to pray. And she gets up every morning real early and prays 2 hours before the children get up, but on her knees. And if you felt her knees, they're like leather. And the doctor's already said she's getting arthritis from it. And I told her, I said, you don't have to do that. I said, you can pray all the time everywhere as she does. But she feels that God has called her to that ministry of prayer and study of the scriptures on her knees every morning. But you can pray all the time. Even while I preach like this, like I'm doing now, I'm praying. I'm saying, Lord, help me to say the right thing. Help me to say the thing that will help somebody that is here tonight that needs this message, because this message is for somebody here tonight, for many people here tonight that need it.
Speaking of scripture, 1 Timothy 4:12 says, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech and conduct and love and faith and in purity. Charlie, you're 29 years old. I get the top 10 questions I've been personally asking her down the hallway. Matt, how do I get to people because I'm young? How do I get people to believe me because I'm young? It didn't seem like you've had a problem with that.
Yeah, so here's my advice, especially if you hear that a lot. Every single one of you now, thanks to these literal supercomputers, for no charge, you can take learning very seriously. Every single one of you should do this. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be a lifelong learner. You should be reading at least 50 books a year. You should be listening to fulfilling, soul-enriching content for 2 hours a day. And you should cut out all of the soul-depraving Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, all of that. You want to be taken seriously? Read 50 books over the next decade. That's 500 books. 50 books a year for the next decade. That's 500 books on entrepreneurial, on American history, on finance, on economics. There's no lack of them, right? They're all out there. By the way, most of them, they're like 20 bucks a pop, but if you want to, there's like free versions, there's YouTube lectures. There is no excuse for anybody in this room to not take learning seriously. So let's talk about wisdom, right? Which Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. Proverbs is the book of wisdom. So Solomon, God comes on to Solomon. Solomon, what do you want? He says, I want wisdom. And so what is wisdom? Wisdom is the knowledge of things that don't change. Wisdom is the knowledge of eternal truths. Wisdom are things that will be just as true 100 years from now as they were 200 years prior. Knowledge can change, right? Knowledge is facts and figures, who's the governor of this, center of that. That's important. But wisdom is answering much more important questions. What is good? What is evil? What is our relationship with God? Why are we here? What is my purpose? Where am I going after I die? What is love? What is mercy? What is justice? What is prudence? What is temperance? Where do the best people live? Where do the worst people live? What are the best form of governments? These are things that matter a lot more than facts and figures that you could recite quickly just to take a test. So there's two ways to get wisdom. One is through a lot of life experience, multi-decades of suffering. You might get some wisdom. Or you can pursue texts, authors, and writers that have presented these things, the Bible being one of them. And where does wisdom truly begin? Wisdom begins with the fear of the Lord. Understanding that there is a God and you are not him. If you are a lifelong learner, you will be successful and you will be an accomplished entrepreneur.
When I'm overwhelmed within, from the weight of all my sin, I need a friend to call my home. I need a house to call my home. When I'm broken down inside, and there's nowhere else to hide, I need a place where I feel alone. Can someone help me? Then I hear and I reply, bringing tears to my eyes. And I'm not alone. Lord, I need you now more than ever. Would you put my heart back together? I searched the world till my head hurts just to find out your ways better. Your ways better. Your ways better. Your ways better. Jesus, your ways better. Lord, I am so thankful for the way that you bless me. Every single day, in a new wave like a jet ski. You loved every part of me, even when I was messy. Now I see the art in your beauty, so I can finally sing out. Jehovah Jireh, provider. Your way always gets me higher. Even on my darkest days, you're a lighter. I'm a sailor. I need you now more than ever. When you put my heart back together, I search the world till my head hurts just to find out your ways better. Your ways better. Your ways better. Your ways better. Jesus. Lord, I need you now more than ever. Would you put my heart back together? I search the world till my head hurts just to find out your ways better.
Hey guys, it's B-Rob. We thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Food for Thought Faithcast. The Food for Thought Faithcast is brought to you by B-Rob for Christ Ministries. If you'd like us to pray for you, click the link below. If you'd like to donate, click the link below. We love you. God bless. And have a blessed day.